Good evening, good afternoon, and wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to an exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin, Mage Edition. This evening's scene will see Harold's Cross in North City of Dublin has become awash with, well, frankly, if the mortals could see it, they'd probably consider them to be vagrants, vagabonds, refugees, and ne'er-do-wells. For in this park now have gathered over 100 magi of various different orders, ethnicities, and groupings, their retainers, their servants, their familiars, and all other forms of weird and wonderful detritus that has spread from here to Constantinople and back. So, with this in mind, as you enter, you will see men dressed in turbans and talking with women dressed, well, in frankly, when men and women dressed in frankly nearly nothing at all. You know those ecstatics. They're pretty sure that extensive tattooing and piercing is clothing. Bless them, they try. And all other manners of entities in between. It is a weird and wonderful place. The sounds and the smells of a dozen different worlds, of a dozen different places, all intermingling. You will see cats that stand on their hind legs and converse. You will see ravens that speak in jittering, chittering little accents. You will see all kinds of interesting and odd and wonderful things. For this is what happens when magi gather. The very fabric feels as if it's ever so slightly torn. There is an immense nimbus of power. You don't even need to have your sights active to feel it. It runs up and down your spine, almost electric. As it is, the great work is prepared to rip open the gateway so that this multitude may go forth in order to deal once and for all with the canticles of lamentation. So, with that in mind, our fine feathered friends will enter the park, and they are immediately struck by a rather odd sight, even odder than the man dressed in the burqa, even odder than the camel that's casually sitting outside a tent. He's white, if it helps. You see a table that has been set entirely for tea. A long table that could easily probably accommodate 15 to 20 guests that has been set and accommodated for tea. Many different bubbling pots and bubbling brews are already situated on tiny tripods under which flames lick and glow. Food has been spread out. Fine Peking duck melded with sumptuous Szechuan chicken. All the delights of the Near East made manifest. It looks very tempting and very inviting. You'll bimble over, and you will notice something. All of you will notice this. A place has been set at the table for each one of you, denoted via a tiny name document that sits just in the center of your place setting. It's very polite. By all means, begin.
I'm not sitting in the center.
It has your name on. There's a name tag, so you won't be sitting in the center.
I'm just saying, man. It's bad luck.
Ashley swaps her name tags with Kevin's, has a seat. There, now you're not sitting in the center. I am.
Narrows his eyes. You sure you want to do that? It's bad luck.
I make my own luck.
All right.
Important question. As you sit, there are indeed small. They're called penkai chairs. They're basically things you sit and then they're very low. You sit on them and then you kneel, but they support your knees, so you're not actually like putting your full weight down on them. Do people reach to eat the food?
There is a moment that passes, and Kevin looks around. Wait a minute. Okay, so Rashida, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Callie,
Yo.
Morgan.
Hmm?
All right. Who set this table?
Fucking question of the day, isn't it?
Callie, because I know you always have spirit side up.
Mm-hmm.
You will see now walking as if with a purpose, perhaps, a number of spiritual ghostly entities that all are tinged vaguely green, wearing what would be described as, sorry, somebody was just walking in another room, that are tinged green, that all are wearing vaguely oriental clothing, have stepped into existence behind a number of the other unoccupied chairs and are taking their seats in a spiritual mirror of this place.
Got the leads back. All the
You cut out real bad.
all the guests haven't arrived yet.
Still cut out, dude.
No, I got it that time.
Nope, I got it that time.
Okay, what did he say? Because I didn't get it.
All the guests haven't arrived yet.
There is then a well of inky blackness that forms at the center of the table. Rather, at the center head of the table. And stepping through the well of inky darkness, you will see two individuals dressed in very fine Asian attire. They bear a striking resemblance to one another. Both have incredibly pale skin, and both have incredibly. One of them has very hard eyes. The other has very joyful eyes, probably. But they both look like you can tell that they have the same type of eyes. And they will step into existence through the inky blackness. There we go.
Can I be here too?
Yes, you have a seat at the table.
Okay.
Konnichiwa, Negoro-sama. I'm so gratified that you found my offering. He looks at he kind of turns and blinks, looking at the woman beside him, and he says in Japanese, "Offering is the correct word, I believe. Is it? It might not be."
One supposes it depends on what you want. Or how to convey it one. But offering works.
He will nod before he will turn back. For those of you who are about to die, it is our custom to offer a last meal. He will offer a deep bow of respect.
Well, that's handy.
Are one's terrible manners. Many of you I know, some of you I do not. Has he met Rashida? I don't think he has.
No, I don't believe he has. She'll hold a hand out. I'm Ashley Rashida. Nice to meet you.
He'll look down at the hand, like, then he will bow.
Oh, in that case, Ashley will stand up and offer a bow back.
For those of you who do not know, he will softly brush a single strand of hair off Ikiro's face with his long, his long, nimble fingers, and he will say, allow me to introduce my sister, Ikiro.
She'll just wave at everybody.
Now there
Ashley-
goes the neighborhood then.
Sorry, what was that, Marcus?
I said, well, there goes the neighborhood then.
Aw. I'm so honored you believed that of me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she'll like place a hand over her heart like she's touched.
I'm sure Mr. Kilkenny did not mean to offer an offense.
Yeah, we both know better than that, then, don't we?
For the record, as he says that, because I think only Callie can see it, all the ghosts at the table snap their heads around to look at Owen, like in a very kind of a.
Bob, what are you doing?
He's dying on the inside. It's fine. You okay, Bob?
He's good, man. He's good.
Would anyone like to perk empathy, Bob?
The pain in that man's eyes.
She's obviously on an up day. That's a good thing, right? It's a good thing.
I'm being legit serious. Would anyone at this moment like to pee
Yeah.
Kevin?
Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
pee,
you
Kevin.
know what? Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Excellent. Roll the moments.
How many dice do I have for this?
Okay, this is gonna be handy.
Okay, I've got an okay number of dice for this.
Are you opting to oppose them, Kevin?
No. Too many things are going on for Kevin to concentrate on that. Did you seriously
All
botch?
right, in that case,
Yes.
I'm gonna set a threshold of 2 successes rather than people getting bits and pieces. So anyone who gets 2 successes will know how he's feeling. Anyone who gets less will not.
Hilarious. He's fucking clueless.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Oh, Callie.
Hang on, I have to roll sideshows. Give me a second.
Oh wait, no, I think that's just a failure.
Oh.
You had a 10 or a 9, so it's just.
Yeah, it's just a failure. Sorry, I was in the process of getting up to get the dog in.
Yeah, I have 4 successes.
Oh, Callie.
So.
Hang on
Callie.
one moment, because I have to roll. I have to roll his. Give me just a second. Wow, those ones. He still gets it. Wow, those ones.
All right, so like Callie, you've heard the stories Kevin told about like working at the casino. There was a phrase used whenever Iki made, at least to Kevin, an unplanned excursion into the outer areas of the casino. And that phrase was, "The bear is loose. The bear is loose."
So he's just
Somebody protocols being violated right now. She's within striking distance. That's one strike.
Callie will
Probably is
just
a possession
casually
of a weapon.
Callie just casually like under the table stretch her hand, hold like dead left side of her hand into Kevin's hand, just squeeze it like calm yourself down, feel the
Hands there,
deadness of my
clutching your hand because the bear's loose.
I'm okay.
God.
I do have an important question, by the way, just to see if we have indeed all, if protocols have been violated. Is Ikiro in fact armed? Okay.
I mean, are you gonna stick your hand up her kimono sleeve?
I mean, upper what? Sorry.
Kimono sleeve. And
Look, man.
well, no, somebody has spirit sight here, don't they? Or prime?
They have
I got
I'm not sure this would go on spirit because it's an artifact. Oh no, something would.
One of them would. Sorry, continue.
Her 5 dot, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll describe that for you. Basically, it's her hairpin, isn't it?
Yes, but that's
Yeah.
the wonder. Yeah.
You see the really pretty rose that she's pictured with in the picture there, Torna?
Yeah.
That resonates with so much. So much. It resonates like okay. You have Wraithlore, don't you?
Yes.
You've seen what Oblivion looks like, I'd assume, if you have Wraithlore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what would happen if Wraithlore and the essence of life were flowing together in perfect balance. It's really fucking freaky looking.
Noted.
But Sideshow will sit down at this point, and you will see as he sits down, the chopsticks that are located for each one of the serving places kind of lift and tap on the table as if somebody had picked them up, each set, all the sets that are not yours, and tap themselves on the table. From Callie's perspective, you see the ghosts pick up their chopsticks and tap them on the table. You see, I looked into the far-reaching futures. It's interesting the fact that I cannot see more, he will say, as he strokes the back of Ikiro's head with kind of with the same long fingers, kind of just gently stroking her hair. And I saw the fact that one of you was going to die in this coming little escapade. But I don't know who. So I figured I would hedge my bets.
Maybe it was you. Callie said very casually. She echoes the ghost and, pick up the same process very flowingly.
He'll smile and he'll say, "Do you know how many times I have died, Miss Bjornsson?"
Shouldn't
To
be a
just
problem
pause.
then. Lateral shrug.
He kind of looks at Ikiro and blinks and kind of he says through their mental link, "How many times have I died?"
It's a very, very, very angry 4.
Excellent. He will nod. He will continue stroking. You know what? He's even gonna lift up his bowl and like poke her lips with some duck. Be like, "Have some duck. Come on, duck."
Some fucking what?
He's basically picked up a piece of duck with his chopsticks, and he's basically kind of poked her mouth with some duck to see if she wants to eat some duck.
She'll take it from her with hers and eat it like her chopsticks. I don't know.
But he'll turn back the table and he'll say, "I'm not afraid to die, Miss Bjornsson. I have died many times, and yet here I sit."
That's just nepotism, that is.
Handy trick, huh?
He'll shrug. "In my defense, most of these times were when I was young and foolish."
But don't that change your perspective a bit, knowing you just can't come back from the dead whenever you fuck up?
He blinks and he'll say, "As long as I'm in my sister's good graces."
That's the right reason to keep that bird around, then, isn't it?
He kind of waits for her to respond if she wants to respond to being called a bird or not.
You want to sit there for a moment and then just idly go chirp, chirp. Though, for fun and profit of my own amusement, she is looking directly at Kevin and just smiling.
And this table is so intricate. It looks like it was carved from the mightiest of oaks by a master craftsman. Is that an inlay? I believe it is.
Is he saying this out loud?
No,
Please let him. Dang it.
no, but everything about him is saying it.
You know what's of interest to me is the gathered. That's interesting.
And why is that?
Because it ain't just earthly representations gathered here, it's unearthly ones too.
Rad.
Ah, yes. With a wave of his hand, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. With a wave of his hand, all 8 other places along the table are now entirely filled by ghostly shapes who are eating rather happily from bowls of food that have been prepared. You see the earthly food pass into their lips, at which point it turns to dust or ash in their mouths. But then you see that the spiritual essence of the food goes to enrich them. It's rather disturbing.
Well, them wasn't the unearthly folks I was talking about, but yeah, that's nice that they're here too.
Ah, you speak, of course, about the lineage of certain individuals gathered around the table.
I didn't speak of nothing. I just made an observation. You picked up on that your own self. Good on you.
Yes. Well, he will place his bowl and his chopsticks down on the table, and he will say, looking at them, "It is not for our parents to determine our destinies. If we die, and there is no way by which the gates can be thrown open for us again, then we die."
It helps to have a master keto, don't it?
I couldn't possibly comment.
So all you lot are going on that mission then, yeah?
Are you not, Mr. Kilkenny?
There ain't no profit in it, is there?
Through his mental link to Ikiro, he says, "I see. It seems that all the Gaijin care about is themselves. How grasping and covetous they are."
Not all of them.
You think not?
No.
Then which one of them would you name as being noble?
I do not know. I have not met them.
If it helps, Mr. Grant is petrified by your existence.
She will look at Kevin and kind of tilt her head to the side, like a cat when you catch their interest. She'll just say,
Meanwhile, Kevin's over here like it's vision's based on movement.
And she'll just say, "Mr. Grant, a moment of your time, if I may."
Yes, I am directly across from you.
I know. Isn't that amazing how those things turn out?
You would almost think that I knew that one of you would move the seating chat. He'll smile.
Yeah.
But I have a question to ask you, Mr. Grant, if it is not too much trouble.
Sure.
I've been informed that you're afraid of me. Why is that?
There's an awkward moment here. Things happened. You weren't necessarily made aware of them. That's okay. but it was enough.
Oh. If I was not aware of them, then please do. Make me aware.
I really don't think you want that drug out in public.
Ah. Hmm. No, I believe it shall be fine enough. After all, it isn't as if I care for my reputation here. I have heard little birdies have been saying quite the things about me, anyway.
Look, you were pretty legendary on your not-so-good days.
Legendary.
And unfortunately, the person in charge of making sure that didn't have a human casualty rate was me.
To be fair, I did try not to kill too many people.
We'll call it a team effort then.
Saisha will say in Japanese as he picks up his bowl, "They served us in life, they serve us in death."
Hmm. But I do not wish for me and my brother to be dominating this conversation. There are so many new faces I haven't seen yet. I would love to know all of you.
Well, hi. I'm Ashley Rashida, Cult of Ecstasy. It's pleased to meet you. And Ashley will give a little bow because her handshake earlier was rebuffed.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Shida. I am Ikiro of the Akashic Brotherhood.
Nice to meet you. So I'm curious now. You guys must have some kind of like pretty decent foothold here, yeah?
Chokehold. Sorry, rice got stuck. My fault.
Perhaps a sip of water will help that. I've always heard it helps. If not, I'm quite adept at life, and I'm sure I can help. But yes, you are correct, Miss Rashida.
Awesome.
Then she's gonna look at Callie, who's just been stabbing the meat.
Repeatedly, like, and then lifts it and then starts eating.
Because it amuses the crap out of me when people like to make me a dexterity etiquette roll in order to eat with chopsticks.
Fuck you, Morgan's eating with her hands.
Oh no!
I don't even bother. I use that thing as a fucking great and almighty hunting spear, and I have my prey, and she starts eating it off the chopstick.
Like, she's not gonna get it out
Excellent.
of the serving
Wait,
dishes with her hands, but yeah, she's eating off of her own bowl or plate or whatever with her fucking hands.
Backstory.
It's just easier.
Backstory team.
I was going to say, yes, Marcus, you can eat with chopsticks. Continue on anyway.
Even though they're the wrong kind.
And you?
She says, looking right at Callie, very intrigued at the whole fucking stabbing. It's just kind of like, oh, it's fucking vicious. I love it.
There's like a turn, you know, like she takes a bite and then she gets a dress, and it's like, you know, the cracking of ice just turns and you see like the ruined like appearance one's face, the left side of her body is horrifically scarred. Yes? Swallows. Oh. Hello.
How are you?
Satiated.
Excellent. Excellent. Your name, if I might.
Callie Bjornsson, co-head of the Verbena.
Ooh. Callie. Interesting name. But it is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Bjornsson. Bjornsson?
Bjornsson. Bjorn.
Bjornsson.
Like it.
Bjornsson. Okay.
Weird question. Does he have spirit sight on?
No, I'm still rolling for all my effects right now.
You want to roll for your spirit sight? You can if you want.
She doesn't really have the justification to just kind of turn it on at the moment. It'll be all good.
Well, continue on.
Hey, Evan.
Yes.
Do I still have that flaw?
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry, I should have mentioned this. Hey, Callie. When you look at Marcus under
Yes.
spirit sight, his spirit looks like it's rotting. He still has the mage's aura. However, it looks as if there's something spiritually terribly wrong with him. His spirit is gangrenous, leprous, and covered in black corruption. It doesn't look demonic. It just looks wrong, like it's rotting.
She again settles the meat down on the thing carefully, uses the second chopstick and in properly twists it so it stays. Looks up at Kevin, just eyes narrow a bit. Oh, so that's why you are the way you are. It explains it. And starts eating again. Looking at him dead face.
So, who are you staring at when you said that's why you are the way you are?
Oh, the Marcus's character.
Okay.
Because I'm from London?
Takes another casual bite. No, it's because your very core is dying, rotting. It explains the horrific personality as well. Just a smile, which looks like a fucking vicious snarl with the mangled face.
It's all about perspective, it is. The one thing I'll ask is, if you think you saw what you did see, would the person that you saw ask me something have asked me what it is that they asked me to do?
Morgan shoots a "the fuck" glance over, just because of the phrasing. She has finally paused for about 3 seconds her eating. She
If it helps, the
resumes
food
her
is delicious.
eating.
By the way, Morgan, because you're the one who's paying most, if it helps, the food's delicious.
I mean, that is why she's continuously eating. As usual, Morgan is not eating ravenously. She's not eating like disgracefully, like shoving her face full. She just never stops.
Mhm.
No, she just kind of glances over, gives a "the fuck," shrugs, and goes back to it.
More things in heaven and earth, globe theater, all that sort of thing.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Callie,
Oh, I was wondering. Kind of twist her head. Depends.
You know what's of interest to me mostly?
Either way, I know a dead man when I see it. Just smile.
You would, wouldn't you? But here's the most interesting thing. You'd think that mages would get together and have a palaver of all manner of niceness when they was amongst friends. You'd think that they would. You'd think it'd be easy if a bunch of folks what had the same thoughts, feelings, issues, and powers that you did be able to have a conversation. However, the only time mages ever shut their gob and act like they've got some sort of civility is when they're staring someone in the face what can turn them to atoms. Ever noticed that?
There's another pause and an eyebrow quirk, and finally, kind of a light little elbow nudge over to Callie and a glance that is essentially like, "Don't bother."
You just smirk. You have threatened to kill me precisely 3 times, yet you have not done a single action towards it. If anything, I would call the rotting part of you. Reason why not?
What
The
makes
only
you
reason-
think I'm talking about me?
It's the ego. Should
It's
just
not
smile.
me. It's not me I'm talking about, man.
Well, just to put it into perspective, if we are conversing on an eve before battle, which apparently one has prophesied one of us will die. Either way.
Everything dies. Everything ends. And it's someone who has to take care of it.
Very well, very true. Just say she just keeps eating.
Through the mental link to Ikiro. The guys shouldn't talk about killing each other much and yet do little about it.
I like them.
You like who, sorry?
She just says I like them.
I know. You see his head snap around and he looks at her. He doesn't say anything. He says, "You may keep one. You may not keep all of them."
I would not like to keep any of them. Merely be friends
Good.
with them.
Remember what happened to your last playthings.
Not my fault.
We still haven't gotten the stain out of the carpet.
Still not my fault. Anyway, it's rude to just talk in our head amongst ourselves with guests.
Hmm.
Then she'll turn to Morgan and just kind of say, my apologies for you being last, but as they say, the best is saved for last, no?
Yep, she again pauses, then flicks up a glance. Morgan, go ahead at the verbena. Look a glance over to Sideshow. See how he's responding, kind of measure.
He appears to be relatively relaxed. His eyes are closed, and he has a cup of tea in his hand.
Well, I'm Ikira, a member of the Akashic Brotherhood. It is a pleasure to get to meet you.
There's just a wry grin. Pleasure's mine.
She'll smile. It's kind of like, "Aww." Okay. So, you all seem like very, very interesting people. What are some of the things that you all have gotten up to? I would love to hear stories. If possible, of course.
You mind if I smoke?
Of course.
Ashley will take out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter, and one of those small little personal ashtrays that you can carry around. And she will set them on the table for anyone else who wishes to partake. But she will light herself a cigarette first.
Very calmly at this point, Saisha just kind of leans back in his chair. Sorry, he doesn't appear to do anything. He's just kind of scanning his guests at this point. So continue with what you were saying, Heather.
Well, I don't think I have any incredibly interesting stories to tell. At least not for here. I kind of get the idea that the stuff that happens that actually kind of tame by comparison from some of the things I've heard. I got shot in the shoulder with a laser one of the first nights I was here.
Oh, that's horrible. One hopes you've made a wonderful recovery.
Oh yes, yes. I was very well taken care of by the other mages here.
Wonderful.
Ah, yes. This reminds me, Mr. Grant. You'll have to tell me, or rather, if you can, answer the question. Who was the Sifu of the honored Laughing Fox?
You know, I actually don't know that.
He then says something that pings in your brain in a number of very weird ways because you're not exactly sure what way he means it. And it kind of lights that sense of oh dear on fire. And he says, I see. Her training was lacking.
There's a silence.
He will simply pour more tea for his sister, clearly not caring. If anyone would now like to P&E Kevin, they may also do so.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I might also need to roll something else.
Cool. The only reason I say P&E is because I heard that somebody said they were studying Kevin, so, P&E is kind of, great way to study people.
Okay, got 2 successes on that.
Are you actively trying to shield or hide your emotions?
Now everybody's pretty hostile at this table. It's fine.
Cool. Let me know when everyone who wishes to roll has rolled. It'll once again be a threshold of 2.
I know what my boo's thinking.
Whenever anyone calls me their boo, I immediately think of Abu from fucking Aladdin. All right, so Kevin, how you feeling?
There's a little bit of shock, and then just direct enmity and cold certainty.
All right.
He will eventually, when he feels like he wishes to continue, clearly, will go on, and he'll say, "She requested the right of ritual combat in order to determine who should be the current keeper of this." His hand will kind of softly tap the top of his sword with 3 fingers. "Oh, if you think that she has passed from this world, Mr. Grant, no, not at all. That would be unseemly."
Kevin does not say a word.
However, I have other business to attend to. I have as yet to plan for my own insurrection later. He will stand up and kiss each hero on the forehead, and he'll say, "I will leave you with your new friends, if you're agreeable to that."
Oh, of course. Have fun on your preparation.
I get to go and listen to the Hermetics prattle on about signs and sigils. It shall be deathly boring.
So when are we gonna have that game then, Sideshow?
Out of character, Microsoft what game is this?
He just wants to know if he's gonna play him in a game. Pygao, any kind of game.
Alright. He'll say, "Well, assuming that all is well when this ends and the dust settles, you're more than welcome to come and play Pygar with me tomorrow if you should like."
Okay, honored enemy. We will be there.
He will depart. He will walk. You'll actually see him physically leave. As he leaves, Callie will notice the ghosts go with him.
Okay.
Ashley is going to turn to Ikiro and ask, "Is your brother always that much of a dick, or does he just have something against Kevin?"
There's a,
Guy's always like that.
like she had brought her cup up to her lips. She was about to take some. She just kind of stops. Thinks for a moment. She just kind of looks over and she's like, hmm. What Miss Morgan said. There are some days when he isn't so bad, though.
The finger quirks up, like making the drag mark as if like score 1 for me. She does not actually even lift her head from, her eating process. It's just the hand comes up, makes it beep, 1 for me, and goes right back down.
If it helps, her hand is currently covered in duck sauce.
It is.
Oh,
She don't
that
give a
was
shit. I mean, her
Love it.
fingertips are. She's not a complete fucking barbarian. She can minimalize mess. She doesn't want to have a fucking shower after this, but she is eating with her fingers, so.
Better need other people's hands.
Well, he's got a really charming personality in that case.
He is rather charming, isn't he? Then again, one supposes everyone is in their own various ways.
Oh, I'm a fucking delight.
I can tell. Most ecstatics are, anyway. Do you disagree? Looking at Marcus's dude, I don't know which kill row he's on this time. I'm sorry.
Is you addressing me then?
I believe I am. You made this little snores.
Yeah, I did.
You did, and I'm curious to learn more about it as to why.
Okay. Well, thing is, I don't think so. We have a difference of opinion. That's all. But then again, I don't agree with most people.
That is also very fair.
So it's good cop, bad cop, then, is it?
Hmm?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty good scam. Does it ever work?
Scam.
We'll see if there's two of you lot, and one of them is a kind of a heart case, and the other one is all fluffy bunnies. The one what's fluffy bunnies is the one folks is going to talk to.
Oh, trust me, I am not fluffy bunnies.
Well, you're a damn sight better than what just left the room, innit?
I mean, comparatively, he's Simon Cowell and you're Paula Abdul.
As Owen is saying all this, Morgan does, again, just picks up a hand and just kind of points, like, again, like what that guy said, but continues eating. Does not stop to speak.
I do not know who those are, Miss Rashida.
Oh, they're judges from a wonderful, wonderful show. What was it called? American Idol.
I've never watched it.
Oh, it's all over the internet. Just take a just type it in the bar, you know, your little search bar, hit the enter key. You can waste a whole afternoon watching that shit.
I know how to find shows on the internet, Miss Rashida. I'm not saying I don't. I'm merely saying I've never watched American Idol.
Well, I didn't assume, but not everyone knows that you can just type the name of something in a search bar and find it online. Some people seem to think that in order to find, you know, copyrighted stuff that was broadcast on TV, you have to go digging into the deep, dark web to find it. Nah, pretty much everything is on YouTube now.
Oh, indeed. And Netflix's selection is horrible. That's why it kind of helps to have Netflix and Hulu, but then it's just so many different accounts. And then Deep Web is quite fun.
Yank Netflix up somehow. All this morning.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on Netflix, but you know, it's not as big a selection of old favorites as other services.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. They don't have Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm quite a fan.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, that's that cop show that's a spoof of all the other cop shows.
Yes, and it has Captain Raymond Holt.
Yes, yes. I like that one.
It is quite amazing.
Oh, well then there's this delightful series on YouTube you should check out. It's called Hot Ones. It had one of the actors from the show, Terry Crews, did an interview eating spicy hot wings.
Ooh.
And apparently some of the hot sauces are actually pretty decent.
Now that sounds absolutely delightful.
Oh yeah, there's like 6 different seasons of them interviewing people. They got some top-notch chefs on there too. More than once.
Well, this is certainly something that I will have to watch soon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's a Hulu? She'll say she just takes another bite. Watching Kevin the whole time.
Oh, Hulu is this fantastic service, Callie. If there's a TV show that's on a major network, or that was on a major network like a couple decades ago, or is in syndication, you can probably find it there and watch stuff like a day or two after it airs if you missed it. And they've got a whole trove of movies and anime, and it's impossible to go through it and not find something you like.
There's a
On the
slight
television.
lean over. It's
on
like
the
Netflix,
television.
Callie.
Say,
I showed you Netflix.
oh. No, I'd say like now I know what you're talking about.
Small nod. Resumes eating.
The computer box is confusing machine.
Well, that is certainly one way to put it.
Just nods like, yes, I've said my piece now, I'm happy. I will continue eating, was glaring at Kevin, kind of not in an angry way, but more in a concerned way.
Kevin's pretty zoned out. Didn't feel the need to like narrate it because there's only so many ways you can parse that. But after that little exchange, yeah.
She'd extend her left hand onto his with that kind of coldness, trying to jar him essentially out of funk.
What's up?
Should we go? Should we go?
Soon. There's some things I got to prepare.
All right.
We're hours out.
So all of you lot are going to that thing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the plan.
What are you not?
As I said before, there's not much profit in it now, is there?
Profit.
I do like them not running out of their own people to kill and coming after mine. I'd consider that profitable.
I consider battle profitable.
I mean, I just consider that fun.
Is that why you're all going then? It's because it's fun.
No, I go to kill the tentacles because they are going to try and kill me.
So it's
Kind of
personal.
inevitable, really.
It's personal.
Called nipping it in the bud.
I'm a member of the 9 traditions and war's been declared.
There's that too. Point to Kevin.
Ashley will, yeah, I'm with Kevin on this one.
So the council, like the real council, they declared it and all that, or just the one here?
There's a slow lean. The eyelashes on the one eye bat. The real council. Smiled Rose.
It's a theory on is all.
Safe to say is none of us are in this for profit. We were given a call and we all answered, and I will bathe in their blood.
How you think I feel about that?
They probably would do the same for I, in their eyes, a heretic.
Considering that they've also flat murdered someone who came into their place to negotiate peacefully. They seem to be all good with the blood bathing.
Right. So you gotta sneak around the back then and just take them out like that, or is there some other plan that I'm not aware of?
Are you going to sneak into the back of the spirit world? Is that how that goes?
Well, I mean, you can, but is that what you're doing?
There's
an
somebody
eyebrow
higher up
person.
who's leading us in.
And so you've all died before then, yeah?
Nope. If I die, I die.
Guten Morgen, Monsieur Herr Gant und Frau Ashida. It is good to see you again.
Mr. Grimm.
Oh, hey, come sit.
Oh, I would not be imposing.
Nah.
He kind of looks. Oh, very well then. I'm more than delighted to do so. He will settle himself into a chair, probably opposite Rashida, and just probably near the head of the table because there's more space up there since people left. And he will say, "Oh, my apologies. Guten Morgen. To meet you all. My name is I guess it's safe. Raza already said it. My name is Jacob Grimm. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
For what it's worth, every time he says Guten Morgen, Morgan like pops her head up like the fuck.
It's just like a natural instead of being Guten Morgen. Morgan, what?
Yeah. She pops up, glances, squints, goes back to eating.
Oh, that's fascinating. He will extend his hand first to Callie. Guten Morgen. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Shakes his hand. Callie Bjornsson, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Wunderbar. So good to meet you. Und you, my dear, are strikingly lovely. He will say as he extends his hand to Ikira.
She'll take it and shake his hand. Oh, thank you. As are you.
Thank you. Well, one must do what they can.
Of course.
Und you, sir, he will say, extending his hand to Owen. It is very good to meet you. Not sure if Marcus is not there.
Oh,
Or if he's just, stopping the.
it's good to see you too, mate.
Good. Oh, I haven't been in a place like this in so long. You can almost taste the energy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna prep my stuff here, actually.
But for the record, obviously you've heard his name, Jacob Grimm. He is one of the Grimm's brothers who wrote the original Grimm's fairy tales. If you're interested at all, that is public knowledge about him. But I do hope that I'm not interrupting your breakfast. If I am, 1,000 apologies.
Nah, there's plenty of food.
Fine.
On a side note, holy shit, Kim, I just remembered something.
What?
Ikiro is back. That means I have to play.
What?
I
You
said
cut out.
with Ikiro back, it means I get to. I said with Ikiro back, it means I get to play Smiley more often.
Yeah, and you can also play her familiar.
What, the really lazy dragon who's probably asleep in your bag right now?
Yes. But anyway, that could have been used for side chat. Let's go.
But he'll say, I think that this will make its own story at some point about how the brave few march into battle against the many and the dark. Well, not dark, no, that's wrong. The many and the fervent? No, that's not right either. The many and the...
Fanatical.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Gives a smile, which is like a horrific grimace, like, am I not pretty? You know, that type of smile. So it's really fucking weird.
It doesn't seem to faze him. He will say, you remind me of another young lady whom I was acquainted with just outside Bilson in Norway. When it was that there was a terrible, I believe it was some kind of troll who was, how to explain this? He was inhabiting the forest and luring children there with sweet singing voice, you understand. and gobbling them up. You remind me of a young girl I knew then. Rather fascinating. Obviously, you're not the same person, but the resemblance is uncanny.
Are you saying I'm a troll?
No.
He just raises an
I said
abused
remind
eyebrow.
No, I think he's saying you remind him of Gretel.
Oh, my apologies. Just smile because for a second, Callie was like, "Did he just?" You know what I mean?
Morgan may
Stare.
or may not sputter for a second.
Like, there's this confused, like, what? And then when he's
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
first time she chokes. Like, takes a second.
Roll. All right then. Hey, Katie, roll me stamina.
For laughing,
Well, you said you were choking.
it's a choking noise. She just kind of sputters.
All right then, I'll let you away with it. Eyes. But no, he'll smile and he'll say, the older that you get, the more that you tend to see images, people, items that are in your past, and you see them over and over again. You know, the whole cyclic nature of time. It's very fascinating.
I bet. She just nods. Although I bet the girl didn't, gestures. She was probably more pleasant to look at. Callie just give her like a smile.
Oh no, you see, her face had been savaged by the troll, you see.
Oh!
Entirely dead. Like, he doesn't know he just fucked up majorly.
Sputtering noise. Glance aside.
But then, no, then it's a worthy comparison. She just takes a bite of meat, like, you know what? I'm not even mad.
If it helps, he seems to be really genuinely nice. He just doesn't seem to understand how people.
That's why she's not mad, because she's like, you're a man of not wrecking social graces. I welcome you. So he just kind of nods.
I see you too are a man of culture.
Yeah, pretty much. That is the look she gives him. Is like, we are now kindred spirits, you and I.
You may marry my sister any day. But he will say, he'll look around the table and he'll say, it is always interesting to see so many groupings, disparate organizations of people who come together in order to share commonality as Weikenust is Reikening, Weikenstucken, Baden. A core principle or a single task.
Ashley just smiles and nods and takes stabs another piece of meat for herself with her chopsticks.
You see, I had actually come to Dublin for an entirely different reason. I'd come to investigate a rather interesting tale about a demonically possessed cat that's haunting an abbey, or not an abbey, a mansion house about 20 kilometers outside the city. Apparently, it's a damnable creature that has led no less than 5 ordinary sleepers to their deaths. So I'd come to investigate this, but then I find all of this going on, and my response was, I can go and deal with the devil's pussy later, yeah?
All right, this time I'm rolling stam. I'm not even mad.
The guy sits and drinking.
I mean,
Morgan starts just like choking violently. It takes her a second. She like slams herself in the chest and manages to get it back out of her throat, and then just kind of keeps laughing.
yeah, it seems like dealing with that cat later might be a good idea.
Oh dear, have I misused that? I do apologize. If I can say.
Nope, that was perfect. That was actually perfect.
It was completely perfect. Never changed. Oh god, that was worth it. That almost went in my lung. Damn. Picks it up, pops it back in her mouth.
Oh.
Kiki looks horrified at that, just kind of like, ugh.
Ugh.
Hey, that's good. She's not wasting that.
Literally, through the mental link, you just hear the phrase, "What did the gaijin do now?"
Mental replay, just so you know. Yeah.
You will get through the mental link. A simple. Ugh.
That's right. Side-eye me next time.
But yes, needless to say, if any of you are interested in helping me when it comes to my next misadventure as it pertains said demonic feline, I will be more than welcoming the help.
I would love to tackle the devil's pussy. Yes.
You know what? I would
Morgan is-
also
She says that as deadpan, stone-faced as possible. Just like, yes, I will enjoy this.
Morgan has thankfully stopped eating at this point because she's not gonna win. It's just sits back snickering.
Provided we come out the other side. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. See, it's always better when one goes on these misadventures to have friends who you can go on them with. Ordinarily, well, I haven't been on one myself in a number of decades. It was never the same after Wilhelm died.
I
Sad.
mean, everything is always more fun with friends, and it seems like if you're confronting a, what did you say it was, a devil possessed cat? That seems like something you'd bring friends along for.
Allow me, would you, I don't want to monopolize your conversation, but would you care to hear the story?
Oh, please, please.
Give me just a second then. Well, you see, it's called. How would you phrase it? On a side note, this is a real Irish urban legend that I only became aware of a couple of weeks ago, actually. Have you ever heard of a place called Killikee House? That's the name of it.
I have not.
Well, back in 1968, Daly's building on the outskirts of Dublin was purchased by, I think her name was Margaret O'Brien, and they're renovating it and opening it as an arts centre. I am saying that right, yes? Arts.
Presumably.
Well, there's a couple of busied themselves with how would you say, with Ushka and Ishka with the renovations. They stayed in the house proper for a number of weeks, and they began to hear eerie noises on mostly violet nights. After a while, they simply got used to hearing them and wrote them off as about. But then apparently they began to see a cat, a small uh, domestic domestic feline, in the most unlikely of places. So they would see him sitting in the shower, or they might see him in the attic, places where it would be entirely impossible for cats to find themselves. You understand? Um, Shortly after, when they were how do you say this in English? When they were getting builders and building staff in order to renovate the building, these men ran across a cat. However, it was not the small affair that it had been. It was now large. They described this as almost panther or puma-like. And it attacked them, it ripped and tore them, it did horrible things to them. But yes, sorry, they proceeded to be attacked by this animal, who would come and go with eyes blazing like black fire in its eyes. Apparently, they had an exorcism performed in the place, the building proper. And it is apparently, well, they claimed that the building itself was, the evil spirits were driven out. However, it would appear as though that when certain objects or objets were removed from the house, that the ghost spirit returns. So there's not exactly. Sorry, no, I apologize. One night, a group of actors who had rented this building, as it was never opened as an art center. It was instead placed on the market for rental properties. A group of actors did a mock seance in the house proper, and apparently in the process of contacting the spirit world, they managed to summon back the entity which had been gotten rid of due to the exorcism. So it was the case that now this place is still haunted to this day, that no one there can, how to describe it, that no one there can stand to stay in it a single night. And they claim that it is used by dark practitioners of the black arts and has all kinds of spiritual connections, such as links to, the Illuminati and the Hellfire Club. So it naturally drew my attention, and I said that, well, frankly, if there was anyone who was going to insert his fist into the devil's pussy, by God, it was going to be me.
Never change, dear.
That's
A firm fist is what's needed when you're dealing with such a.
that
Morgan
is
looks like she's slowly deflating. It's a
I mean,
problem.
The best part of
That
it
is
is
amazing.
the best part is that Callie is oblivious. Like she's like, yes, a firm fist is needed when you're dealing with such a thing. Yes, bam! Like she even closed her fist forward like that as well. Like yes.
On the side note, I get some kind of legitimate reward for his German accent because it's really good. It's actually really good. Oh,
Kevin's
That's
just sitting there, man. Like he's trying real hard to be moody right now, but you're making this fucking difficult.
I for one cannot wait to read the story about how you fisted the devil's pussy.
Owen just looks at Callie and goes, "Speaking from experience, are you?"
Looks over. Yes. Do you have a problem with that?
He goes, Owen
like-
busts out laughing. He dies right there at the table.
my apologies, sir. I don't believe I got your name. You'll say, denoting Marcus. May I ask what it is?
You can ask, mate, but I'm not sure if I want to tell you. You might put it down in your book. You.
Oh, please tell me your name in that case. I said I would ask.
Wait, hold one moment. So you write stories and all that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Times fairy tales. Those for myself and my brother, Wilhelm.
Yeah. I've heard of it. But what always struck me was, so did you all experience any of that stuff, or did you all make it up based off of fairy tales and all that?
Oh no, that was all our real life experiences. Every single one. Admittedly, we had to change some of the finer details in order to make them less gory and more applicable to children. For example, in Hansel and Gretel, the house was made of human flesh. He says that entirely deadpan.
Right. So the stories were you made them less gory, and then people got their knickers in a twist and made them even more less gory over the years because, oh my God, the children.
Yeah.
So uncivilized. She says she takes a bite of her meat held up on the fucking spear fucking chopstick.
Well, I heard it. He goes, "Well, you're a literary sort, so you understand high drama and all that, then, yeah?"
I should think so.
So here's my previous statement to this particular gathered assemblage was not in idle. The reason I had noted the assemblage here and peerage gathered herein was because I was wondering had they tapped into that particular resource in their endeavor.
What resource are you speaking about? Is it that they all have fabulous hair? Because they all have lovely hair.
It's nepotism. It's what I blame everything on with these lot. Except for Kevin there. He's worked on his part way. So
Kind of just twirls a braid.
I
Oh,
I
thank you.
I would argue that any one of you is inherently nepotistic. If you are a vacant because of the cosmos. The cosmos has given you this great tool, this great ability. So it is that it clearly looks upon you in a way that it does not look upon others. Thus, inherently, the cosmos grants you these benefits. It's because of its inherent care. So the cosmos is nepotistic. Therefore, the same argument could be made to you.
Well, that's if you believe that sort of schlucky when it comes to how this thing here works, innit?
A shrug. Well, do you think that you have not been? That you have been given this simply by the veckan course of random chance?
Given, yeah, I think given would be random chance, yeah. And here's why I say that, because chance isn't random.
No, true chance is random.
It is
Quirking
not.
probability.
I have it on good authority. It's not.
The ability of an individual to make chance a certainty is the changing of chance to certainty.
Is it now? Or is it the way things should be?
But if we could guarantee the outcome of every story, then why would we want to live? There would be no variety, there would be no spice, there would be thing that we determine the future to be. And that would be deadly boring.
Well, only if you think of it that way, because that's what all this is, literally, only if you think of it that way. But you have to know it only works the way if you think it that way, don't you? See, that's a scam then.
He kind of looks around the table and says, since he's disinclined to give me his name, who is this personage? Please?
Yeah, that's Owen.
Oh,
Sweet.
is he on face like this?
Yep.
Ah,
I would like my full title used, thank you very much. It's Owen Kilkenny. Can't say that, because that'd be lying.
It's Corinne.
One moment. I'm trying to get the things I'm allowed to say. Honored enemy of the Akashic Brotherhood's leader, Sasha.
oh, I see. I wouldn't necessarily want who is my enemy to be my title, but that's entirely up to you.
Enemies is always better than friends because you always know what enemy's going to do. You never know when a friend's going to turn on you, now, do you?
I would argue you need to have better friends.
He has none. It's fine. You just take a bite.
There's like slow turn. And like Callie, at least you get some comfort here. You know Kevin on a very like a closer level than a lot of people. It's good that this is happening, this break in this like weird stone face thing he's had going on. When he just looks with this kind of just perplexed expression with a little bit of concern in there, almost paternal, and says, "Who hurt you, man?"
Whatever do you mean, my son?
I just never see folks get to about the point you do. And that last little bit there sealed it. Without having some seriously heavy shit having happened to them at some point in the past.
What if we was defined by our past? We'd be some very interesting individuals, wouldn't we? Now, it's not that, son. It's simply a perception thing.
Okay.
I mean, do they just gift crazy people with avatars then?
You know, you are a bit more interesting than Jackie, Mr. Kilrowan.
My cousin was a Kenrowan. There's nothing less interesting than a Ken rowing.
Oh, indeed. That being said, he was also a bit of an ass and very funny to manipulate. All I had to do was kind of look at him and like squint my eyes just a little bit and he'd freak out. It was lovely.
Well, that's because he learned etiquette on the wrong side of the ocean is what happened.
I personally believe it's the right side of the ocean, but that's just me.
Well, me and you can have a difference of opinion, ma'am. It's as to be understood.
Of course,
What-
that we can.
What with you being, the Kashki, and me being you for not always.
To be fair, I'm only in the Brotherhood because my brother is here.
It's got paperwork on you, is what it does. And I'll tell you, not always do you want to belong to the people what has papers on you.
Do you truly want to belong to anyone?
Well, you don't really belong to nothing, see? Sorry, I was about to get all dark and twisty. My fault. Don't want to turn you off your meal. My fault.
Just kind of looks over to the others. Says he always like this?
Yes.
Yep.
He has been all night.
Am I always like what? What is it that I've done different? What do people keep asking me that?
I mean, you're kind of your personality is generally abrasive. You're deeply philosophical. You go
You're
off on
mouthy.
these
You're
tangents.
just mouthy. That's the word she wants. It's mouthy.
Yeah, mouthy. Mouthy is a good word for mouthy enough that I'm honestly. Are you on something right now?
He does
No.
seem rather ecstatic, doesn't he?
No,
Little bit,
some of
yeah.
us are on. Some of us are on natural high. No, the reason I came to this little shindig, I didn't know I was going to be blessed with the peerage that I was to ask, had you asked mommy and daddy for help?
Mommy and daddy?
I know who I'm talking to. Not everything's about you, lady.
I mean, Ashley.
Grim will kind of just
confused.
without talking hug Ashley because he thinks she's just been insulted. So he's just like, I must hug.
Who is he hugging?
You.
Oh, okay. She'll hug him back, kind of like she's still confused and doesn't have any idea what's going on right now. But hugs are nice.
It is fine, regardless of what this pseudo intellectual Neanderthal believes. You will come and help me fist some kind of demonic feline. It will be fine.
Yes, I will. It'll be grand.
It'll be fisted is what it'll be.
I'm still confused though. Who was I speaking to in regards to parents?
Are we going to play this game? Really?
Continues casually stuffing face.
Guy sips her wine, sips on the water. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Parents? What? Who?
Oh, I hate the lot of you.
Dude, for once in your life, be direct, dear.
We is dealing with death.
Hi.
Some folks at this table have inroads in that direction.
Which folks?
Oh!
On the side of Marcus, I have to point out your flaw quirks. You have to answer immediately and honestly.
I have it on good authority that there's so I hate you. The death gods. If Sideshow is your brother, I have to assume that the same black ichor flows through your veins, what flows through his from the direction it does.
Oh, so you're asking about my parents?
Well, not just you. There's the Viking killed Death Woman right and Morrigan's kid right over there.
The Viking killed Death Woman.
Innocent face, swigs.
The fucking kill death.
The face is better now.
You know what? Kira will reach over, gently pat the top of his head and go, "Thank you, dear."
On a side note, no, you cannot say Gravedigger's name 3 times and he will appear on the concept of Ikiro's parents. We've tried that once. It's not how it works.
That is exactly how that works, and then he immediately
Hey,
tries
hey.
to find a window to jump out of.
Hey, it works. You just have to do it right.
There has to be a window.
I think we should.
Kim, hang on. Kim, are you going to say his name 3 times?
No, I'm gonna let Marcus keep talking.
Continue.
I'm not talking anymore.
Wait, I
just spoke,
have
though.
a quandary. Do you... No. Hang on for a moment. Do you have to answer every question we ask you honestly?
If it's a direct question, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Why are you so bitchy?
Ashley reaches over to Callie with a hand up for a high five.
It taps it.
Could you rephrase the question, please?
Why are you such a bitch?
Oh.
I'm not. Thank you very much.
Now answer Callie's question. Why are you so bitchy?
Oh, Evan, DM go. I'm just playing. He goes because I see the universe a different way than you do.
Ah, I see.
Exactly is your...
I was raised by criminals, you see, so everything is a scam or something to get over on somebody, and I take nothing at face value when it's first spoken to me. I turn it round and round in my head till I find the angles.
Do you want to
Ashley.
hug?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this man needs a large group hug.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
You know what?
And then
I can do better. I can add gummy bears to that. And Ashley will dig around in her purse and she'll pull out a package of gummy bears.
Morgan target locks.
And she'll also pull out a little bag of like a Ziploc bag of gummy bears. Those are just regular gummy bears. The ones in the Ziploc bag are pot gummy bears for anyone who wants, something with a little...
Morgan, remember the last time we went through this shit?
Those are Skittles.
Not before battle.
I just want the normal gummy bears. Why do you guys gotta judge me? Gummy
On the
bears are
side note,
delicious.
the German will hug Morgan because he feels that she is being attacked, and that seems to be his go-to thing.
Blink. You're a touchy-feely kind of guy, huh?
I've always felt that when someone is in the firing lines, that a hug solves all problems.
As well as a good fist.
Yes.
A good
So
fist.
that is only for the most. That is only for the most infernal. That is only for the most infernal of diabolic sphincters. Is sphincters the right word?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yes. Good.
Morgan starts making the slowly deflating noises again.
She'll have no helium left for the battle.
What, like the fucking squeaky chickens?
It's just like you can hear the air just wheezing out of her. She's trying so hard, but she's just slowly kind of collapsing forward and making these sad, deflating noises as she tries so hard not to just fucking lose it.
Yes, we should. It is good and customary among my culture to embrace each other in a hearty hug before battle.
What about not before battle, just because you want to hug someone? Can you do that?
I don't know. Can you hug someone?
I'm quite capable of it.
Would you like a hug from all of us?
He looks around the table. That's way more breasts than I've have access to recently of late. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Ooh, why does your soul have cooties? Pops back up.
Oh dear. Oh shit. That's oh dear.
No.
Evan is actually going to have to step in. No, Evan is actually going to have to step in and answer this because there is an answer, and he has to answer honestly.
I hate you all.
I love you.
Because I made deals with certain extra dimensional pseudo realities who corrupted my essence to looking the way it currently does.
But it was out of character. It wasn't that one. It was the one that's supposed to.
Yes, he can add that at the end.
Slowly grinning. Who is that?
Oh crap. The ultimate force of destruction. You would know it as the worm. He would look at Iki, and you would know him as Lord Centipede.
That explains.
Glances
so
back
much.
at Callie. Like, she doesn't know what the fuck that is. She ain't got spirit.
That explains so
It gets a bad rap though.
What? 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 What?
If I might explain.
The worm gets a bad rep?
If I might explain my statement.
It is at this moment that Torna's werewolf brain leaves his body.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I can explain it before you all freak out.
I mean, please do.
Okay. Everything has a beginning, everything exists, and then there's the ending of things, yeah?
Yep.
Okay then. That's a natural cycle then, yeah?
Yeah, sure. I guess we could call that the natural cycle.
Okay, so what's wrong with the last part?
What? That things don't stay dead, or that things don't come back like they should?
No. The ending. What's wrong with the ending?
You've lost me, Owen.
Okay, I'll be direct then. The thing that is what you all consider all that was not always thus. And there are certain elements that don't really toe the party line. They just want things to break down like they're supposed to. Now, can they help that they belong to a certain organization that has a bad rap? No, they cannot, because without that allegiance, they cannot perform the duties that they have.
Oh, in that case, Rashida, please make me a stamina roll, difficulty 6. Sorry, continue.
Just takes a breath and stops. Like, doesn't say anything. My mother is the one who guards the dishonorable dead from this world and ensures they stay dead. What you've just told me contradicts everything she stands for.
Or does it?
Like a 30-second pause.
Hey, are you purposely trying to make something sound better than it is? Smile.
No.
Damn it. Snaps her fingers.
Okay. Okay.
That would have been fun.
So you've made a deal with something that
No.
just wants to make
He
sure
says-
things break down at the end?
No.
All right. But
Why did you make the deal?
I did not make a deal with the entity in question.
go on.
I don't have to, because I've answered the question.
If you didn't make a deal with this entity, what did you do?
I was born with it, mark of favor, and he rolls up his sleeve, which is why he's always wearing jackets and stuff. And you can see the mark of that on his arm.
Ashley will lean in close. Huh.
A mark of favor.
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Some folks might not see it as all that favorable in it.
Do you?
I consider it an honor. I'm the celestial garbage man. What's wrong with that? Trash got to be taken out, don't it?
Turns to Morgan very calmly. He's your problem, not mine. He's the one who swore to protect you. This
Oh, hell no, he's not. Oh, no. New.
Well, the union rules was actually that I'm supposed to make sure she doesn't die. It doesn't really say nothing about protection. So if I trust her up and put her inside of a box and put it inside of the bottom of a building where nothing could hurt her, I'd have been doing my job. But I'm not doing it that way because that's just wrong, isn't it?
So I missed part of that due to, like, weird mic stuff. Did you say your job was to keep her from being hurt or something?
The out of character. The note said, he goes, what I was told was there's a certain personage that you know as your mom who would like you to stay safe. I am supposed to, at the best of my ability, make sure that happens.
Oh. So you will be at the battle then. Grin.
Apparently, I'm surprised it took you this long to figure it out.
Shrug.
But I'd like it noted that I do not want to go.
It's funny how the universe works. It doesn't really take into account what you want. Unfortunately.
This has nothing to do with the universe.
Or does it?
No, it does not. And I know it does not. Because we all have within ourselves a light. This light allows us to see the universal truth for what it is, how things really work in some kind of way, past all the bullshit. Some beings of greater stature have a brighter light. Those individuals get to make different choices than we do. However, they are limited in scope. But certain of us with a little bit of light have made choices to ally ourselves with those individuals. And some of those descendants of the people who did it a long time ago have to make sure they honor the word of people who are long dead. I am one of those people.
He's not wrong if you think about it. Say, for example, Bacchus or Dionysus is an excellent example. You wouldn't exactly see them going around patronizing AA meetings now, would you? Because that's outside their purview. It wouldn't even countenance them to do so.
That's what this is. It's big fish and little fish. The problem is the little fish don't know the rules of the big fish. Now, I know a few of the rules of the big fish. Okay, one of the rules of the big fish. But it is not coming to a usefulness as of yet. However, it will be.
Okay.
That was a long walk, man.
Look, do I tell you how to kung fu stuff? No, I do not. How to punch and kick and breathe and all that. I don't.
This is true.
So, you don't tell me how to pontificate upon the dissolution of the illusion that is the universe as we perceive it. Yeah? And we shall get on fine as mates.
I also choose to point out that it is the illusion of the universe as you perceive it. That does not inherently mean the rest of us must perceive the universe as an illusion.
At no point have I said that you should. I simply said that it's how I perceive it.
Kevin, we have a few hours before battle. We have to go prepare. We should just stand up.
Yeah.
If it is quite all right with you, madam, he says, looking at Ikiro, I would be honored if you would allow me to sketch you for my latest work.
Do me a favor. That's a line if I've heard one.
Kind of blinks in confusion. Just kind of like, what? Then she shrugs and says, okay.
Wunderbar. It has been a pleasure meeting you all. I shall hope that you all survive and fight well.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Same to you.
Iguro.
Yes.
In spite of everything, I still have a degree of hope for your soul. Whatever happens after this, nothing personal between you and me.
Of course. Nothing personal. And, well, I would not waste your hope on my soul. I know where it is going.
Then I guess I'll see you in hell.
Excellent. I'm sure we shall have a wonderful time there.
Kevin nods.
And on that cheerful note, we shall call this a scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.